Hey everybody, I'm Sierra,
And I'm Ben.
and welcome back to another episode of The Unsolved Couple. Except this is bonus Unsolved Couple, where Ben and I will be talking about
Not Unsolved Mysteries.
full disclosure at the end. This we're recording Tuesday, February 10th at 2:00. Literally by tomorrow at noon, things could be different. So just an open conversation. Follow us on social media and let us know what you guys think. You and I live in Tucson, Arizona.
In Pima County.
And I thought it would be fun to just kind of off the cusp have a conversation about what the whole world is looking at right now.
The Guthrie case.
Yeah. The disappearance, the kid apparent.
We talk about unsolved mysteries. And technically today, it is an unsolved mystery.
It is an unsolved mystery happening in our own backyard. And maybe we just give a quick, if you don't know what's happening and yet you're listening to this, I doubt that. But just for context, let's give a very soft timeline. So what was that? Saturday night? What was that?
January 31st.
January 31st was a Saturday night here in Tucson, Arizona. Sunday morning was the first rumblings we heard locally that there was potentially a missing person. And now Tucson is a big snowbird area. So we get these silver alerts often. This was just another, hey, be on the lookout.
Yeah, I mean, she was eventually reported missing like Sunday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
By Sunday evening, it had gone out and her ties to the news anchor for NBC was pretty quickly done. I guess everyone knows that she grew up here. I don't know.
I
Savannah
kind
Guthrie
of knew about that because I want to say she did something with Tour de Tucson. This was a banner year? Is that the word I'm looking for? This was a bigger year for some reason. And I think she came back to Tucson and did something on the news here for that, or
maybe. I don't know.
We don't watch the morning news.
Yeah, we don't.
I haven't watched the morning news.
But we don't have local television.
And
we don't have TV, so we don't just turn it on. We just have streaming services, which is, I think, what most people do. We didn't know her. Obviously, when you see her, you might recognize her, but she's a face. She's from here. Her mom is missing.
Yeah.
I think they did something Sunday night. I could be wrong. And then they did another.
Yep. For disclosure, this is just me and Ben having a casual conversation. This is all amateur. We're going to talk just candidly and openly. So we might toss out theories. We might toss out supposes. None of this should be taken as any sort of reporting of hard facts.
No, everything we're saying is what you guys are all reading in the news too.
And then we're just going to spitball our kind of casual. I'm just going to try, how do we got up to this point? So yeah, by Sunday evening, I believe that Pima County Sheriff, the head honcho, Nanos, opened his mouth and said that this was a full-on kidnapping, which was...
I don't know if it was Sunday or Monday when he said that. I think
by Sunday evening it was. But again, however, Monday morning, the whole world woke up aware of this. I think by Sunday, it was just kind of here locally. By Monday, it was getting bigger. By Monday evening, it was like breaking news. And it's been the only thing that most people are seeing on any sort of, even if you don't watch a ton of television or local news or national news, it's on everything, everywhere you look.
Yeah, now it's on the top of every news site.
Yeah. And pretty early on, we learned that Nancy was
84, living
alone up in like the northern area of Tucson, Arizona. Nicer, I don't want to say affluent. It's a very nice neighborhood, but the thing about
nice part of town.
It's a nice part of town, but you don't necessarily have to be uber wealthy to have lived there because these homes are some of the older homes. There are lots of people, because I work in the world of real estate, who bought these homes for tens of thousands of dollars and have
Looks,
lived there.
from the pictures, it looks like her whole home is older. It's brick,
Yeah,
which all those
those
houses
brick
on the north
adobe
side
flat
are.
roof
Yeah.
homes. They are commonly from what 60s, 70s, and 80s, back when you could buy a house for a box of Cracker Jacks and $5. And so there is, yes, now today you're looking at 750 plus to own a home in that area, but a lot of people have lived in those areas for long and aren't necessarily. So what I'm saying, this was not some gated luxury high-end community that everyone there was uber wealthy.
Yeah, but anyone that lives in Tucson knows that that is the nicer part
It
of
is a
town.
nicer part of
So
town.
when you're talking about Tucson has its problems,
They call it the dirty T.
well, I'm just saying we're not immune. We have crime here too, just like any other big city. But what I'm saying is, you just like every city, there are parts where there's more crime than not. That isn't really where a lot of the crime
You
happens
wouldn't have
in that part of
expected
town.
a kidnapping in the middle of the night to be in this neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Is it's weird because that part of town probably doesn't have. Sure, everywhere you go, there's car break-ins, whatever.
Yeah, we live and
But crazy
live in a
crime.
quiet. We live in a nice, quiet, not fancy neighborhood at all. And we get, yeah, your kind of basic things. Every time there's no school going on, we get like
We
petty
get
car
break-ins
thefts. Yeah.
constantly. Yeah, people
Just going through to see who left their
in our
car
like our
unlocked.
yeah, we get the kids. You can see them on the rings. They go through and they're just trying to find a
Yeah.
car that is been left unlocked.
Yeah. And I think another thing that I've actually had a few people reach out and ask me, the other thing too about this area, they're older homes on much bigger lots. The homes are offset from the road on bigger lots and spread out. So maybe you do live in an HOA or a neighborhood or a subdivision of some sort, but you're not right on top of each other. And likely, even though like our front door cameras or garage cameras picks up every person that drives by, these houses aren't going to be as easily to have those things because you're not right up on the road. It's very spread out. We know that she missed church on Sunday. She had failed to log in for a Zoom church get together or show up. You said that you'd read that she meets with a group of people and they Zoom in.
The article that came out yesterday is, and they were saying it was like a big deal that the timeline was off, but it's not. At first, it reported that she missed church. The church people called their family, and they went and checked on her, and then called the police.
Yeah.
Yesterday, that really wasn't the case. I guess since COVID, she's been going to a friend's house with the same group of people, multiple people, and then they watch church that is live streamed from New York, which I guess, again, this is what the article says.
Yeah.
These facts could be wrong. That I guess her daughter goes to.
Yeah.
Savannah goes to. So in a way, she's going to church with her family.
Yeah.
She didn't show up at her friend's house to watch that. They then reported it, pretty much the same.
By 12:15, the sheriffs were there.
Yeah. Nanos came out and said that she was abducted and taken, and they're taking it as a kidnapping. They didn't give any details. So I think a lot of people were confused by that. And it's hard because that, and then you hear the ransom notes, and that just isn't something that we see in, I don't know, the world today. But yes, they finally released the video from the ring or her
nest. Her front door camera.
Yeah, her front door camera today. And it's only 40 seconds long. The guy walks up. She has a stoop, an enclosed stoop, and he literally walks up. He's in pants, a jacket, a dark colored jacket with no, at least from what you can tell,
no logos.
It's zipped all the way up. He has a ski mask on, literally a mask that only has holes for eyes and a mouth and his nose. Actually, I don't even think his nose is showing.
I don't think his nose is showing.
He has leather gloves on. His jacket is to the leather gloves. It's not, pretty much none of his body is showing. and he has a gun holstered at the front of him, on his front, and he has a backpack on. He walks up, he's looking around. As he's doing that, he's putting his hand in front of the camera. Then he starts looking around in the stoop, turns around, walks out into like her walkway, grabs something, and then comes, and it's clear it's weeds, it's brush of some sort, grass of some sort. We don't really have grass here, so it's some type of that, and he puts it in front of the camera, where then I'm gonna guess it stays there and it completely blocks the camera view from here on out.
So let's talk about just that in general. Let's talk about our thoughts on that. I will say the very first thing when I looked at it, it looks like to me, and this is just speculation, he's wearing multiple layers of clothing. He looks padded.
Very possible.
Yeah. And second off, he walks, if you watch the video, it's very eerie because you would think most people, when they are about to commit a very big crime, are a little hyped up.
No, he's very calm and collective.
Very
and
slow.
He's methodical.
But then yet failed to show up with something to cover the camera. A piece of duct tape wouldn't have been hard.
Yeah. So, and I will say the way he carries his gun, it's on a holster on the outside, but then it's like right on the front. It's a weird way to carry a gun.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. So, but if you're not comfortable with guns, and just for lack of a better term, I don't carry a weapon on me every day or when we go places. So to shove a gun, especially as a man, right above your
that's a pretty common
genital area, you have to feel, just spitballing, you have to feel pretty comfortable with a gun, right? To know that it's not going to shoot accidentally or go off. Like, it just seems like a weird place to put a gun unless you're very comfortable with one.
Well, but if you conceal carry, you have it in your waistband. It's not really in the waistband.
It's not tucked in. It's on the outside of his pants.
It was just, I just noticed it was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But he came, and that's the thing. He comes in, he's calm, he's slow, sees the camera, he's trying to hide himself. But as you can guess, he's kind of trying to hide himself, but at the same time, he also knows he's very well covered up. But he showed up completely covered head to toe.
With a backpack.
Which we don't know what's in the backpack.
Yeah. And a weapon.
And a gun. And then he sees the door, he sees a camera, and he's like, okay. I'm going to solve this problem with the camera.
Yeah.
So then he solves that problem.
But that makes me think, did you not case this place beforehand and know that who doesn't have a Ring camera or a front door camera anymore?
I don't know.
So let's go back. Before this video was only released a few hours ago before we recorded this. You and I yesterday, and up until this point, have had conversations. What were your kind of theories or thoughts before the video? And then I want to talk about how that's shifted your mindset or my mindset.
Yeah, I mean, before the videos, they were saying it, but they were saying it was a kidnapping and that there was a ransom and all this, and the family was asking proof of life. I understand that you got to take every clue or whatever, everything that comes in. They were saying in the ransom note there was very specific things. Okay, possible, but I think that's like a less than 1% chance.
Yeah, that's kind of what we're talking about. Is first off, how common are kidnappings? Kidnappings like this are rare. People go missing and are taken, by a family member or whatever from time to time. It makes the news. But for this to potentially be some highly orchestrated kidnapping for ransom because there is a person of notoriety or money attached to this family name, like the famous one is what, the Lindbergh baby or
Lindbergh.
Yeah. Elizabeth Smart was taken from her bed and stuff. But it's so rare. Most of the time when a crime is committed and someone is harmed and at first possibly missing or kidnapped, it ends up being 9 times out of, 10 a family member.
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's staged to maybe look like something else.
I've been very clear on
Yeah.
on our podcast that, listen, I always go with like the most probable, right? I'm always like, listen, jumping to aliens, all that, like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things. And it's the same with super sophisticated crimes. Because here's my thing.
This is a
Most
movie
people are
script,
not
right?
sophisticated
Yeah.
in their crimes they commit,
Mhm.
right? Unless it's a robbery, things like that. We've covered some robberies that they are very sophisticated.
Yeah, that one under the streets of LA.
Yeah, absolutely. Or the guys that put the bomb on the thing, they'd thought some things out.
Yeah.
But kidnapping is just not something people do usually for money.
Profit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to make money, that's usually not that's usually not a crime that people put time and effort into.
Well, and the way this looked like it was playing out, and I think you brought up a good point, to go from a woman not showing up to church on Sunday to this being a Steven Spielberg script written play or movie of this highly orchestrated ransom, woman being taken from her home by a very, highly planned and orchestrated event, and a group is whatever it is. We've got a lot of steps we skipped between here and there. And the simplest explanation for a lot of reasons why people go missing is something happened between them and someone in their inner circle, and that person decided to eliminate them.
Well, yeah.
That's you. Occam's razor teaches us that's right.
I think a lot of people assumed something bad happened.
Mm-hmm.
They took her and dumped her body somewhere.
And let's stage it, pretend it to look like a kidnapping or something.
Or yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we just assumed the worst.
And it was hard. Our stinking sheriff came out like day immediately, hour 1, was like, it's a kidnapping. And I think everyone at first was like, whoa.
Well, and when you listen to Nanos, he talks a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's
a politician.
Sometimes he's talking, not knowing what he's trying to say, and he just keeps talking to make his point. And I say that watching multiple press conferences with Chris Nanos. It's not like this guy is new to us. Mm-hmm. We've seen this guy. I didn't vote for him.
No.
But
Pima County Sheriff really needs to get a PR person. And maybe they have one and they just were like, I'd like to do my job, please.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not here to talk bad about the guy. He's trying to do what I hope he's trying to do, but he clearly has made
several big errors.
Here's the thing. I had a problem with it because Tuesday morning he did the press conference. I watched some of it. In the very beginning, he literally says, his first statement says, hey, a lot of things, I say a lot of things, and I'm not used to all this press and all that. Because by Tuesday morning, every national news is there. And it's like, I'm not used to all this press, and I'm not used to everyone taking every word I say and being held accountable for all my words. He literally said, that is a quote, I'm not used to being held accountable for my words. And I'm sorry, but as a law enforcement person, you never say, I'm not used to being held accountable.
Mm-hmm. I thought those were interesting terms, not like, hey, I'm not used to the press and, PR spinning my words
to this hype
or things being misinterpreted. I need to be better about. He full on said held accountable, but that's another.
The point I'm making is he didn't do a good job. At least and I think most people is giving information or withholding information and just He needed to go out there, be clear, concise, short, sweet, and say whatever they felt they needed to say to the public and not say like, but he'd say things and then he'd try to walk them back. And it just,
Yeah.
so it raised a lot of questions. Well, it made it seem like, are you competent to do this? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's not, but the more you sometimes talk, the more of a hole you're digging yourself, which is not a good look.
And the thing is about Tucson that people don't understand here is that we have a lot of access to a lot of stuff. We have military base here. We have one of the biggest headquarters for Customs and Border Protection, who have federal cameras. I mean, they so much tech and so much money and resources, and we have
every federal agency,
FBI. We have so much stuff, and it seemed as if it took a while for him to say, "Hey, can you guys offer assistance?" And that's my whole point is that between Monday and Friday of last week, it seemed and appeared as if this woman was taken from her home in the middle of the night, and that there was at least one ransom note that maybe was legitimate because we had her family coming out speaking directly to whoever had taken her mother. And the words seemed very chosen and poignant in the way that they were speaking. It seemed like they were talking directly to somebody and then, saying that they were willing to pay. So we have this story being woven that a almost 90-year-old woman is taken from her home in the middle of the night and is possibly being held for ransom randomly by a daughter who is famous in a very niche world of news, but not hot topic news, morning casual news. I think like she reports on the Olympics every year. She won't be doing it this year. Like she's not a controversial figure. So a lot of this wasn't making sense. Like why this woman, why this family, what's the ransom note wanting? Like it seemed so, it's like one of those scenarios where like, if you told me that this was real life, I wouldn't believe you because the chances of all of these things actually being what is happening are just so unlikely because that's not how historically and typically we see behavior from kidnappers and criminals act.
Yeah, but now the video's out.
But now there's a video.
And I'll tell you what, the video, it makes me question. It clearly is not the simplest answer.
Mm-hmm. And it also appears that it's not random.
No, the video, the video makes it a much more terrifying thing.
Yes.
So, yeah, I will admit, for a lot of it, I was like, oh man, I think, it might have just been someone that worked on the property, someone she knew in her circle.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, an older woman living on her own in a
someone
affluent
trying to
area
take advantage of that.
Can take advantage of that. I mean, it was weird because according to the news, now again, we don't know everything. Nothing of value was really taken from the home as far as object goes. So that kind of threw out the theory. Did someone try to burglarize the house and then she woke up and then it shifted to a different thing? This person doesn't look like they're there to burglarize something.
And it very well could still be inner circle, but it doesn't matter. The way it was done, the way it was.
This looks like something from a movie now. Now we are talking about the rarity.
This guy came prepared. And he'd thought it through before by dressing the way he dressed.
It even to me looks like he has a fake mustache on.
It's possible.
Yeah, because if you see the ski mask.
It's hard because it's a nighttime video.
It's a nighttime video, but you see the ski mask and you can see his lips and then you can see just above his upper lip. And there is what appears to me to be not a man's mustache, unless it's cut a certain way, typically falls over the top of their lip, right? This looks like it's slightly above his lip and it's very thin and sparse. It looks to me like a fake mustache.
Yeah, I don't know. You can't see it very well.
Yeah.
On,
But
I
again,
don't
if
know.
that's the case, then how thought out was this?
But just from his clothing, the way he shows
Mhm.
up, he's got a backpack. I don't know what's in there, but he came prepared to commit this crime. And again, like he took her
Yeah.
out of the house.
And at
It's
least until we know more, it doesn't appear that anything else was taken from the house.
yeah. I mean, clearly, law enforcement, the FBI,
And she
the
left
Pima
bleeding.
County they're keeping a lot.
Are you surprised it took him this long to release this video?
I am a little surprised, but I also one, maybe it took them a while to get the footage. I don't know.
Fair, yeah.
Or two, I don't know why they do what they do. I think
They're going to scrub that thing, and once they think that they can't gain anything else, then it's like, okay, now let's let the public take a look and see what that brings in.
yeah. I mean, I'm not here to question their methods.
No, I'm not. I'm
Maybe,
just saying.
what
Yeah.
I'm saying is maybe they didn't want to release it because maybe they thought if we release this video, if she is alive, which I guess they still believe she is, which now seeing the video, very possible.
Yeah, because
throws every possibility in. Maybe they thought if
the
they
ransom
released the
note
video,
had a deadline of Monday, and now this dropped. The video then is released Tuesday morning.
yeah, maybe they thought if they'd released the video, he would do harm to her,
Mhm.
and so that's why they didn't want to. I don't know. I'm sure there was a very well thought out reason of why they didn't do it until now.
Yeah. My biggest question I would want to know, and I'm sure people, I'm just saying this because we're having a conversation. Who knew that she did not have a subscription to her? So anyone living outside the United States, if you hear there's the big companies are Nest and Ring cameras. You can have a camera in your home and they're super easy to use 24/7. There's almost no excuse not to have one. But the trick is that doesn't come with an automatic backup cloud or subscription
doesn't matter.
service.
The way he's dressed, he thinks she has a subscription.
That's true.
You can't tell anything from this guy.
Yeah. He does not care. It
male.
doesn't seem to bother him that he's being seen.
He came dressed knowing full well that there was a possibility he was going to be on camera.
Yeah. And the only thing you
And
can see is his
no
mouth and his eyes.
distinguishing features
Not a
of
single
this
one.
guy.
Mm-mm. You can't even see his eyebrows.
No, his hands are covered.
Because that was the thing in the Idaho 4. One of the because I think he was covered up a lot and did some, but she said that his eyebrows. You can't even see this guy's.
I mean, this guy is covered head to foot.
Mm-hmm. And
that man could. I don't believe he. And here's the thing. That was reported a week ago. We don't know.
And the camera, the front door bell, and this must have happened on his way out. I'm guessing this is just assumption again. Has been physically taken off. It appears that it was taken off on his way out because there's blood from the house to the driveway through the front door, the same stoop he
they're
walked
saying
in.
she had a camera on her house somewhere else, and that was taken.
Yeah.
So he took the cameras. He wasn't afraid that he would get.
And you would have had to know where those cameras were.
Maybe.
I mean, in the fact that this wasn't just, hey, I'm going to get dressed and go kidnap a random person. He had to have either been someone who was comfortable with the property in a natural sense or became comfortable with the property by staking it out.
I don't know. Now I am completely, not that I was before, but I am completely in awe.
You did a 180 turn on what you thought, where this was going versus
I had
today.
my suspicions,
Yeah.
obviously, but just like the rest of the world,
yeah.
I have no insider access to this at all. I have no idea. I'm just going by what I see on the news and what I'm willing to read.
Yeah.
And this one I'm willing to read because it's in our backyard.
Yeah.
And so I'm curious. I'm really curious if it's going to get solved. I hope it is. I hope she's found. I hope she's still alive.
That's the other thing, guys. This could go on. The Elizabeth Smart one didn't get solved for 9 months.
Yeah, I hope it's not like that.
Yeah.
I really
John
do.
Benet Ramsey now,
But
she ended
seeing
up being
this
found
guy,
in her home. That's never been solved.
but
Like,
seeing him show up the way he showed up, taking her, willing to take her, you don't think that he didn't have a plan of what to do with her after?
yeah.
This man clearly had a plan. How far he was willing to take this plan or how long, I don't know. But
And it was
there's
her.
no
This was
denying
not like, oh, I grabbed the wrong person. It seems very much he knew where he was at. He knew what he was
there
doing.
is no denying that he had a full plan when he showed up at that house.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. You go on the internet. Go look at robbery and home invasion videos. Okay? I watched one the other day. A guy comes in and pounds on this door. It's in an apartment complex. And the guy, he has like a ring, or he has a ring on the front. And he's like, "Can I help you?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm here to check this." Shows his full face. The guy says in the video, "I'm not home right now." So he turns around, knocks on the door behind. No one answers. And then they try to start kicking the door in with their face, and they're just going berserk. The homeowner was home, and he unloaded his handgun through the door.
Yeah.
And they run off. And I've watched another one of 3 guys that barrel into this guy's house, and they just are coming in full force.
They come in hot.
And they are frantic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this guy? Not, like, go watch. Those videos are all over the internet. It is nothing like what they just released.
Yeah.
It is not like that.
Nope.
It's quick, smash, grab, commit the crime, get out.
And everyone's amped up.
Yeah.
And this guy is like lone wolf. Quiet.
So, I mean,
slow.
But here's the thing,
at the end of the day, someone somewhere plotted to abduct this woman and take her from her home. Now, what their plan is afterwards, I have no clue. I don't know if it was for kidnapping for ransom. We don't know if this person is just a weirdo and wants an old woman in his house. Like, does that make, like, I guess to me is the question, was this, I was reading an article by a former FBI agent, and he said, listen, 98% of the time, kidnapping falls into 2 categories: revenge or some sort of gain, financial gain. Like, they want something, right? So you've got ransom and you've got revenge. Is it possible that falls into one of them? And how many people knew?
Because we don't know who the suspect is.
Well, that's what I mean. And if not, then what's left? What's the 1%?
But there could be a guy in the car.
Yeah.
And that guy went to get the door open and make sure the camera was covered up.
Yeah.
There could have been a second one. Once the door was open, once they got entry, the other guy shows up. All possibilities. We're now over a week in. All possibilities are on the table.
Which is crazy, because you would think a week in,
you could at least eliminate some
a
stuff.
few.
No, you can't. You can't eliminate anything. I read an article that they are taking DNA from all of her acquaintances, the landscaper, the pool guy, all that. Which the article states, okay, so does that mean they have DNA of a different suspect than her?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. That guy was covered head to toe. Where is his DNA going to come from?
I don't know.
And
he was prepared to not leave any.
There was clearly violence because she's bleeding. Does that mean that she fought?
Yeah. I don't know.
Or he wanted to scare her, so he hurt. Like, these are all just hypotheticals. Like, how do you end up deciding to make a woman of that age be bleeding so bad that there's a blood trail? Now, there's not a ton, but it's concerning enough that she was injured in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, she was injured, but she was still alive.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's I'm not the biggest true crime fan, but I always am interested when these cases come out. I follow them. And this one definitely, obviously, we are very interested because it is
It's local.
right in our.
Yeah. And it's an Unsolved Mysteries, and that's what we talk about.
But if this really is a kidnapping for ransom, wild.
Yes. Very wild. Because that just doesn't happen.
No.
And while the oddities, there is always the one-offs, but most of the time, crime fits into its like pattern.
Yeah, I mean, we usually.
If you'd asked me day one, I would have said someone within her inner circle wanted something from her. And this is not pointing fingers at anybody, but when you see cases like this, someone wanted their inheritance, somebody wanted, they were going to get cut out of the will. They were like, the likelihood, just like when a wife goes missing or a husband goes missing, it's always the spouse. It's always this. If some rich parents end up dead, it's because they're spoiled child. Like you see these things. So my very first assumption was, oh, clearly someone in her inner circle did something and it got a little bit bigger than they were expecting it to.
I mean, I think everyone did. I even probably the sheriff's department did. That's probably why they didn't call the FBI day one. I mean, I do think they think by Monday they'd called the FBI.
Yeah.
But Sunday they probably went in, noticed that it was a crime, and we always do because 99% of it usually is. But this could be your 1%. This could be the one-off. We'll see how it ends.
Yeah.
Hopefully it does.
All right, guys. Well, that's it. That's for our little bonus thing. And let us know your guys' thoughts and follow us on social media and let us know what you guys think. Bye.